Hi everybody. I just wanted to do a little short video here on the kind of stuff I work on here in my garage. I work on little stuff. These little Honda generators have been always a special interest of mine. This pair right here is the Honda E300. This is the first generator that Honda built that actually was for sale to the general public. I have another little smaller one that was only used as a promotional thing. It's called an E40, but that's not the point of this video. These generators were built from 1965 through I think 1971 or two. There's three different series of them. This one on the left is built in 1965. It is the first series. It's a very nice unit. It looks almost new. I'm very lucky to have it. I had a hard time finding one like in this condition. There are a few differences I'd like to point out on these that were kind of unique. This one being a 65 is for American usage. See, it's just a 117 volt, but the plugs are just it was before we had grounding plugs in those days. It was just made for two flat blades to go in the slots there. And you can switch it from AC to DC. With this gauge, you can set the hertz. In the United States, generally we use 60 hertz. Some countries use 50. And by throttling the engine down, you could drop it down. That first mark would give you 50 hertz. You control the engine speed here with this knob, up or down. And the choke on this unit is you pull the knob out. It's kind of unique in that way. And you'll push it in when you start it. This one doesn't have an external way to check the oil. You have to pull the actual front cover to check the oil, which is kind of inconvenient. Again, this was the first shot, so they made some improvements later on. And on this one, I'll try to go on jittery. I have the back cover off. They actually come with a little spare spark plug in the holder. And I said, I'll spin this thing around here. Just a second, sorry. Inside the back, there's a little toolkit there. And this right here is the only air filter in this unit is this little piece of foam right here. Again, you have to pull the back covers off to get to it, which I think was kind of inconvenient. It just didn't seem like all that good of a design, but that's what they did in those days. Like I said, this was the first like portable generator pretty much ever known to man. So they had their trials and tribulations with them. Now, the second one I have over here, I believe is a 1970 model. This is an Australian unit. I just got it up here a couple of months ago. I had to have it. I couldn't resist it because of a few things. This is a third design. And what you see about it is right off the bat, you can actually check the oil on this one without taking out the front cover. That was a big deal. It was very important. And this one actually has an air filter on the side. And here's the choke control down here, that's very easy to use, and with a nice serviceable air filter, and unlike that first design. Again, this is a very nice unit. And this one, what they did with the plug is a little bit different. This, even though it's an Australian unit, it runs on 240 volts. The power plug actually looks exactly like what we use here in the United States today. 3 prongs or 2 prongs with a grounding plug. And of course you can switch, on this one you can actually switch between 50 or 60 hertz. And it has a place for a DC charging plug for batteries. You use a little plug similar to this affair right here. It plugs into this special outlet right here, and you can charge like a 12 volt battery with it or stuff like that. And this one, I liked it especially because of this dealer emblem on here. It's sold and served by Tasmanian agent Merv Gray in Launceston, Tasmania, Australia. There's probably another one of these in the United States. I would be willing to bet money. I really can't use it up here because it's, again, 240 volts. And anything I plug into it, it'll just very quickly burn it right up. But this one is a lot easier to use. And I say it was more of the third design. Honda took some of the things they learned mistakes on the first designs and didn't use them on this one. Oh, one more thing on this unit here, the difference is This unit here, the first two units, the engine is a 55 cc, but it's just a plain old, side valve, flathead, 55 cc engine. But on this generation, they actually, even though it's a side valve engine, they had a rubber timing belt to run the camshaft off the crankshaft. I have a spare belt right here. I hope I never need it because it's quite of a bugger to change. But I do have one in case. So no parts are serviced for these things anymore. These are, I said, too far. They're just way too old now. But I said and both these do run. I have had them running. I don't care to run them much anymore because I'm afraid if I break them, I won't be able to fix them. But like I said, on this Aussie unit, you can check the oil from the outside, which was a huge improvement. And having the choke and a real air filter was a big plus. And I said on this one, it has an American. I was surprised as an Australian unit, it didn't have an American plug, but it came with an adapter that I could plug in. And then it uses the Australian style plug that they could power their stuff off of. I'm not sure why Honda built them that way. Again, these things are 55 years old, and I guess only Mr. Honda knows for sure. Anyway, I just wanted to give everybody a look at what I work on here. These are kind of like a special hobby to me. I've been doing this for a long time. I appreciate all this old stuff, old engines, and that's why I watch, especially my Australian mates. I learn a lot from these guys on how to work on this kind of stuff, and I learned a lot of stuff I didn't know before. It never hurts to keep learning things. Talk to you later, guys. Hope everything's going good. I'll try to get this video posted up, see how good it actually looks on the computer, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks again, mates. I'll see you later. Bye.